had $168 saved up. She earned $33 more by selling lemonade. Does Jennifer have an even amount or an odd amount? Right away, when we look at this problem, we know that there's a number 168 and there's a number 33. Now, without solving for the entire problem, I know that when you add an even number and an odd number, and the way we know this is an even number is by looking at the ones place, it's an 8. This is an odd number because in the ones place there's a 3. That's an even number, that's an odd number. But we don't use that as our explanation because you can't prove to somebody that this is an even number and this is an odd number by just saying, look at the ones place. The way we prove that this is an even number is by saying, I can split 168 into 2 equal groups without there being any leftovers. For 33, I cannot split 33 into 2 equal groups because I will have an even amount and an odd amount, or I will have one leftover when I try to do that. So we know that an even number plus an odd number is always going to give us an odd number. So we will say odd, okay? The answer is Jennifer has an odd amount, okay? Now, when we add these numbers, we know that 8 and 3 gives us 11. So, let me show you guys in a different color. 8 and 3 is 11. We bring down the 1 from the ones place here, but we know that 11 has another 10. So we bring that 10 to our tens place. Now 6 plus 3 is 9, and we know that 9 plus 1 is also 10. So that means that 60 plus the 30 plus the 10 is 100. That's another 100 we have to carry over. So 6, 3, 1 is 10. That means that we cross this out. We have 10 here. We carry down our 0, and we bring that 1 over here. We know that 100 plus 100 is 200. That means that our total is 201, okay? So, Jennifer has an odd amount. I know this because 101 cannot be split into 2 equal groups, period. There will be a leftover. What that means is, if you were to try to split 201 into 2 equal groups, you would have 100, and then you would have 101. That's not 2 equal groups. Or you would have 100 and 100 with 1 left over. 100 plus 100 is 200, plus 1 is 201. We don't ever want that to happen. We want to be able to equally split the number into 2 equal groups when it's an even number. We just can't do that if it's an odd number. Moving down to number 2, without solving, do you think the total of 41 plus 13 is even or odd? Without solving. Right away, I know this is going to be even. I know that because an odd number plus an odd number is always going to give you an even number. The reason that happens is because in an odd number, we know that there's always a leftover. So we know that 41, if you were to try to split it into 2 equal groups, you would have 20, and you would have 20, and then you would have your 1 left over, okay? If you were to try to split 13 into 2 equal groups, you would have a 6 and a 6, but you would also have that 1 left over because 6 and 6 is 12. plus that 1 is 13. 20 and 20 is 40, plus that 1 is 41. Now, the leftover, when you add them, would be 2. And that's an even number. That's why an odd number plus an odd number is always going to give you an even number. So if I were to explain this, I would say even because an odd number plus an odd number equals to an even number. And that's the reason why. The leftovers for both can be combined to make an even number.